So today I'm going to show you guys how to season your cast iron on your stovetop. Now the traditional way of seasoning cast iron is inside of your oven, but you can season your cast iron on the stove. Maybe you're in an RV or camper or a small apartment. Now stovetop seasoning is fast and effective. Now I don't recommend it for a full restoration because the cast iron is going to heat unevenly, meaning the handle temperature is going to be a different temperature than the assist tab and the cooking surface. Where I really like to do the stovetop seasoning is if my cooking surface looks a bit uneven. Maybe I cooked the steak at super high temperature and maybe I remove some of the seasoning. I'm gonna bring it back quick and easy on the stovetop. So I'm gonna be demonstrating on my Butter Pat Jones skillet. Now this skillet doesn't really need it. You can see that the seasoning is a bit uneven, but it's not a big deal. You can cook with this no problem, but you're gonna see how dark this skillet gets after a few rounds on the stovetop. Now I want this skillet ripping hot, but I'm going to preheat the skillet over medium heat. And I'm going to let the skillet heat up for about 2 minutes before I turn the heat up to high. And while I let the skillet heat up, I'm going to show you what else I'm going to be using. So first is a heat gun. This isn't necessary, but it certainly helps. Next up is a fire glove to hold onto the handle. You can use a quality oven mitt or a handle cover, but be careful, they usually get scorched. Then I have my oiling rag and then my clean rag to wipe off the excess oil. And of course, I'll be using my seasoning and maintenance compound. And once my skillet's above 420 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm going to add a very thin layer of my seasoning compound. And you can see that the oil starts smoking immediately. And once it's completely oiled, I'm going to let it smoke for about 5 to 10 seconds before I grab my clean rag and wipe off the excess oil. If you don't wipe off the excess oil, it's going to be bubbly, streaky, and sticky. And you can see that I have no protection on my right hand, so just be careful. And once I wipe off the excess oil, I'm going to let it sit and lightly smoke for about 30 seconds before I repeat the process. And now there's enough oil on my rag that I don't need to add any more. Same as before, I'm going to carefully oil up the cooking surface and it's going to be smoking heavily. Let it smoke heavily for about 10 seconds before wiping off that excess oil. And I'm going to let it lightly smoke for another 30 seconds, but I'm going to speed it up. And you can literally see the skillet start to darken up. And so I'm going to do a third round. And once again, you can see it getting even darker. And I'm going to check the temp again. It's over 500 degrees, so I'm going to back down the heat just a little bit. And this skillet looks awesome. It's getting super dark, but I'm going to do one more round. So after just 4 rounds of stovetop seasoning, that patina is absolutely gorgeous. And if you already forgot, here's what it looked like before. And before I hang it back up, I'm going to oil it up one more time and then wipe off the excess oil. Look at that. That is stunning. Absolutely stunning.